Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be popping open the box here on the Sturmkäfer, part of Kaiyodo's ARTPLA series of Maschinen Kreiger model kit releases. So just going to be an unboxing video here for today. Not going to have it built up or anything quite yet, but in the future, of course, when I do, I'll share that with you guys. So first of all, this is a 2025 release, and it comes with not only the Sturmkäfer, but you also get Pamela Amsel, who is going to be this character figure here. So it does let you know you've got one color kit, one character figure, and also one decal included. That's it, just one decal. No, it's kind of funny, one decal sheet, I think is what that means. I don't think I noticed that these are actually numbered releases, but this is number 009 in the Doyanen line. I actually have a bunch more of these that I need to like unbox and just share with you guys. So I need to get caught up, but this is just the one that I grabbed here first. So anyway, you can see the modeling there done by Koyokoyama-san. It looks really nice here. I like this kind of like a little bit different kind of view, sort of like almost top-down view. Kind of a little bit unique there, but it does help to show off this design with the design of the unit being kind of very like horizontal. It is a kind of good way to actually get a look at more of the surface area there to kind of view it from the top, eh? So it's modeled by Yokoyama-san, but it's sculpted by Akira Tani-san there, and then of course produced and manufactured at Kaiyodo. So let's see, here on the end of the box, gonna have a bunch of the same info and then different photographs there of the kits there just from different angles. I think that's going to be the same on both ends. And on this side of the box here, we've got a bunch more of that information, as well as just some kind of like a simple line art there of that, which does look pretty cool. Nothing on the back. And I do have to say, for like the box color, I like how it still kind of maintains that very familiar Maschinen Kreiger color, but it's not quite as dark yellow as like a lot of like the Hasegawa kits. For example, Wave, they've gotten away from that entirely. I do really like the way that the Wave boxes look for their kit releases. But all right, first of all, obviously you'll see that this is all going to be molded in one color. Not too surprising there, but I do really like how this is molded in like a resin color, basically. And we'll take a closer look through all of the runners here in just a moment, but it is pretty cool. Color is going to make it feel like you're working on a resin kit almost. So this is the A runner there. But yeah, we'll take a closer look at that stuff here in a moment. First, take a look at the decals and instructions. First of all, this decal sheet is actually much larger than what I was expecting. I think it's just because basically if it would have been just this part here, that would have been about what I would have expected, but you've got all these colored rings up there basically to reproduce something like what we've got there for like the box art, but these are in a little bit different color, and you can see they're actually printed in a way that the lines are like a little bit loose to give the illusion of it being like hand painted. So if you didn't want to try hand painting those yourself, this is kind of a nice like kind of simple cheat sheet to just be able to use decals for that instead. Although I think it is still probably better just go ahead and paint those yourself. But here's a look at the decals that we've got included. Some really nice ones there. You've got like the shark mouth, the pumpkin, and some other different logos over here, and caution markings and all that good stuff. So that looks really nice. And then our instruction manual here features like a vertical text here, horizontal art of the front and back of that. You can kind of just see some more of the details just on this line art there. On the back side has our kind of all the contents, all the parts and decal sheets and everything all there laid out for you. Inside has this little amendment page here. It's basically just like a couple of bits of additional instructions there. Like for step one, it's just giving you an alternate view just to kind of better see how those parts fit onto there, it looks like basically. And then same thing down here for step 9 as well. So just some like additional illustrations for that. But the instructions here printed on this pretty like heavyweight glossy paper. It's kind of nice, a little bit different from, yeah, like the both I think Wave and Hasegawa are both normally printed on just kind of like very standard, just like kind of, I don't want to say cheap, but like, you know, very quite like cheap paper. This definitely has a little bit more kind of premium feel to the instruction manual there, with just a couple little like detail images here and there, basically giving you little hints from Koyokoyama-san there about how to add some details to this. So like for the cabling there underneath the legs, it's like a little hint about that here for like the pilot figure head on the inside, and then for the antenna as well. So that's in Japanese, but of course just a quick translation with the phone, and you can translate that. You can also just kind of tell what it's saying there. I think probably just by the picture is pretty self-explanatory maybe, but if not, you can just quickly translate that. So that's pretty much it here for the instructions. On the kind of last page here that we've not seen yet, just has the, let's see, the decal guide there. It's also going to be like reference images for the paint scheme if you do want to stick to this paint scheme. And there you got like a couple different color scheme versions there for the Pamela figure included as well. And this is kind of cool here, recommending that for those ring decals, you can cut them to mix the colors, because a lot of them are like placed over overlapping kind of different colors there. So you just basically cut the decals in order to flub that. It's kind of interesting there. Pretty cool, but the sample build does look really nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at the runners. And I guess our first part actually is not really even on a runner at all here, just the main top part of the chassis. And it does kind of give you a sense of how big this kit is. It's not going to be very big. I guess I haven't mentioned so far yet that this is actually 1/35 scale, like with the rest of this line, but it was plastered all over the outside of the box, so I'm sure you guys already knew that. But anyway, yeah, not going to be very big, but it does look pretty nicely detailed on there for sure. The A runner here, as we saw a moment ago, again has some more parts. Looks like, I think it's for like the bottom side and like the inside part there. I think that's where like the cockpit chair is going to go, in that part right there. Runner B then has a bunch more of these smaller little detail parts on here, a lot of little parts that packed onto this runner. And then the same thing here for runner C as well. And just to give you guys a nice close-up look at some of the detail here on these parts, obviously there's a lot of nice little bits that are going to look really good once this is all put together there. And then we've got runner D here, 4 of these, as it looks like each runner is probably all the parts to make one of the legs. There is going to be some seam lines there on those leg parts. Not too surprising, but considering it's like a newer kit, I wouldn't have blamed you if you would have thought, oh, maybe there's not going to be seams, or it's designed in a way that the seams aren't going to be super difficult to remove, and that's yet to be determined. I don't think that they look necessarily all that bad. It looks pretty straightforward anyway. Now we got 4 of that D runner. Then after that, just a couple of smaller runners here. Runner E is going to be in clear for our clear parts for the canopy and windows there, as you can see. Then we've got our pilot figure here, which is just going to be like the top half, the back side, and the head. And again, just to give you guys a close-up look at that, looks pretty nice there for the pilot head. It looks like it does also have a mask with like a little, what looks to be like a hose coming out of the mask there. And although it would be kind of challenging just because of the size of that, it's probably like 1/2 millimeter. If you have a tiny little drill, you could drill that out, add a little hose actually coming out of that. Would be a pretty cool little detail. And then our Pamela Amsel runner here is in a little bit different color, a little bit kind of like a darker color here for this one. So it's just going to be 2 halves for the body, the legs, and then the head is separate there as well. That looks pretty nice. 1/35 scale is definitely smaller, definitely a bit more of a challenge. I don't know, for me, I'm sure some of you guys are like, oh no, it's not a big deal, but not the easiest to paint, but there it is. That's everything. And so yeah, that's going to be it for now, guys. Just wanted to share that with you. If you do have any other further questions about the kit, do feel free to let me know. I can check on that, but hopefully that should just about cover it for you guys. Later on, once I have the kit more built up, I'll share some more progress with you guys at that point. But for now, just wanted to share with you guys the unboxing of that. Thank you so much for checking it out. If you want to check out some more model kits, paints, tools, and supplies, of course, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. We got lots of great stuff there on the site. But thank you guys so much for checking out the video here today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can make sure to leave a like. If you're not yet subscribed, subscribe, because I do have some more of these that I will be checking out in the near future. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.